What is going on, everyone? It is Connor, the co-host with the most, back here on the Clutch Crew Sports YouTube channel, and I have a announcement regarding the future of Clutch Crew Sports. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a sad announcement, and that is going to be that Clutch Crew Sports, the podcast, will be coming to an end. Now, it's not happening immediately, so everyone who's watching this video, we're hoping to see the end results of some of the things that we talked about at the start with the NFL season. It's not ending right now, so we are going to get to see the end of those. But unfortunately, the podcasts will be coming to an end in the future. Now, we started this thing 3.5 years ago when Zach and Eric were covering the NBA Finals, the 2019 NBA Finals between the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors. I know I had my first episode when we were covering Game 3 of the NBA Finals, and the podcast just evolved from that. It went from being a talk about the NBA Finals to a full-on NFL, NBA weekly podcast covering different topics regarding both of those sports, NCAA football and basketball as well. We also, at one point, actually went to bi-weekly episodes during one of the NFL seasons where we had 2 episodes coming out every week, but then we transitioned back into having just 1 episode. And of course, recently we started releasing all this other content on our channel. We became more of a YouTube-centric podcast. Originally we were just kind of going for iTunes, Spotify, like all the normal podcasts, but we kind of transitioned into more of a YouTube-centric podcast. But unfortunately, like I said, myself, Zach, and Eric have come to the conclusion that it's time to end Clutch Crew Sports. Now, what is the future of Clutch Crew Sports going to look like? Like I said, it's not ending immediately. The plan right now, so when it comes to the official podcast, Zach and Eric have both agreed and decided that their last episode of the podcast will be the one that we released last week on the Carolina Panthers rebuild that they did. They have decided that will be their last podcast episode, which just leaves me. So as far as the lock board is concerned, as of right now, we are planning to still, all 3 of us, do that and release that every Friday until the end of the NFL regular season. If you guys have watched our podcast or listened before, the lock board goes until the end of the NFL regular season. So as of right now, we still plan all 3 of us to do that and release that until its completion date. However, the actual official podcast, like I said, Zach and Eric have decided that the last episode we released was going to be their last episode. So it will just be me taking over and doing it for the rest of the time. Now, how long is it going to go? Basically, it's going to go until the week after the Super Bowl. So I'm still going to release podcast episodes every week. Also, when in regards to Zach and Eric, they have decided that that's going to be their last podcast episode, and any future content that they may have had planned is also officially canceled. I know Zach had a video that he was going to be doing about Kevin Durant. That's now off the table. And so, like I said, it's just going to be me. So what's the podcast going to look like? Like I said, it's going to go until the end of the week after the Super Bowl. And we had planned this week to be kind of a preview for the NBA season. We did our top 10 most interesting NFL teams, and we were going to do that for the NBA, but given that I'm going to be the only one left and I don't have as much knowledge about the NBA, I'm cutting out all future NBA content just because I'm not knowledgeable enough to carry an NBA podcast on my own. So these upcoming videos are going to be all NFL, possibly also NCAA college football related, as that's more of my area of expertise. So they're all going to cover various topics regarding those. I am still planning on doing the quarterly power rankings. So going forward, it will just be my rankings. It won't include Zach and Eric's rankings, but I do still plan to do that and release videos all the way up through the NFL playoffs, into the Super Bowl, and then a final episode the week after the Super Bowl to conclude it all. As far as other content goes, like I said, we're still planning on doing the lock board every Friday, so you will still get to see that. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a whole lot of other extra content since it is just going to be me doing the podcast now. I might try and release some more NHL videos, but there's not going to, unfortunately, be a conclusion to that as well. I'm probably just going to release various NHL videos here or there, maybe a couple tier lists here or there, maybe a couple like just kind of weekly recaps, but nothing too crazy. So that is the future of what's going to be happening with the podcast going forward. Like I said, the final episode will be the week after the Super Bowl. I can't remember when the Super Bowl is this year. It's usually like the first couple of days in February. So whatever the week after that is will be the last one. Thank you to everyone who has ever listened to an episode, watched an episode, liked a video, commented on a video, subscribed to our channel. We appreciate it. We had a very small following. This is definitely one of the reasons why we're deciding to end it. It's been a long time and we haven't really been able to build that viewership. So that's the main contributing factor as to why we're deciding to end it. And just so, it's hard to have a passion for doing something when you're not, when you're putting in all this work and you're not necessarily getting the results that you want to have from it. So, it's just a hard thing to break into. There's a million other sports podcasts out there. So, but like I said, we thank everyone who's ever, like I said, listened to an episode, watched an episode, liked a video, left a comment. Special shout out to Brody Sports Talk. You guys have been with us along this journey pretty much the whole time. We've collabed on each other's episodes a couple times. So special shout out to Brody Sports Talk. Special shout out to the Hard Count podcast as well. I know you guys have been watching our content recently, have been commenting a lot on our videos. So, and I know you guys are, have your whole podcast that you guys have started out. So I hope you guys keep going strong. You guys are looking good. So special shout out to you guys as well. And like I said, make sure you stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. These last few months of Clutch Crew Sports, I'm going to be releasing every new podcast episodes on Wednesdays. And of course, the Lockboard on Fridays, as well as any other additional content. So thank you guys so much for watching this video and liking our videos and subscribing. And until the next episode, I will see you guys then.